Greetings to everybody. How are you today? I hope you are well and happy and mindful and ready to ask any questions that you like to ask. Please let me know how's the audio. Are you hearing me okay? If you have any questions, please send them in now and I'll be happy to reply them. I'll be here for 1 hour, so just go ahead and send in your questions. If this is your first time, please tell me where you come from also. And if your question don't appear on my screen, if I didn't answer your question, it might mean your question didn't appear on my screen. So you might have to resubmit your question again. Okay? Alright. First person is Karuna. Thank you for coming in. Second, David Silanada. Satu, Satu. Eddie Gan, okay. Karuna, hello Ajahn, greetings from Indonesia. Wish you good Ajahn. From Ali Hassan, thanks Ajahn, good days Ajahn. All Galayana Mita, hope all of us doing well. Yes, sound okay, thank you. Kenneth Hunt, good morning Tanajan, audio and video are very clear. Thank you very much Kenneth. Hope you are well. And again, good morning Pante. Irene Uwe, good afternoon Ajahn and everyone in the Dhamma. Satu, Satu. From Metta Lo, Satu. From Jeep Chunhada. Namaskaran Ajahn. I am listening from USA and the sound is clear. Satu, Satu. Thank you. Ong Apprentice can hear Ajahn clearly. Thank you. Michael Cheng, Satu, Satu, Tanajan, audio and video very good. Greetings from Penang. Thank you and greetings to you. Sunny Loon, greetings Ajahn from Penang, Malaysia. Audio is good. Thank you very much. Somkit James, erect hand. Satu, Satu. Now we have first question from Cheong CG, Singapore. I practice meditation awareness on breath, chanting Bhutto, and after a while my breath stopped, so I breathe strongly to let my breath come back. Should I continue to focus on chanting Bhutto? What to do when I note my breath disappear? You should disregard the breath. If you are reciting the mantra Bhutto, then just continue on reciting the mantra Bhutto. Don't worry about the breath. The breath just becomes so subtle that you cannot feel it. It doesn't mean that it stopped. So don't worry, some people become afraid, think they might die if they cannot feel their breath. So don't worry. Just if you use the mantra to accompany your breath, then just continue on with the mantra. Don't force your breath to come back. And if you're watching the breath alone without the mantra, once the breath disappears, then just keep focused on the emptiness and watch whether you're thinking or not. If you start to think, you should stop it, just to be merely knowing, because this is the time when the mind will become concentrated and enter into samadhi if you leave it alone. Don't do anything, don't think, don't force your breath. Just keep watching. Even if there's no breath to watch, just watch the emptiness instead. Gek Yen So, dear Tanajan, regards from Penang. Regards to you too. Nabiti, Namaskar Ajahn. Greetings from Medan, Indonesia. Thank you. Greetings to you. Sunny Lim, good afternoon Ajahn, and hope Ajahn is in good health. Sadhu, sadhu. I'm fine, thank you. Eli Hassan, Ajahn, some said if we are not find our teacher will find us. What does it mean? It means either way. Sometimes you don't know who your teacher is. So sometimes the teacher will reach out to you, like all the teachers are doing right now. They reach out to you by posting the Dhamma talks, giving live meeting like today. So if you're looking for a teacher, you'll find a teacher, no doubt. Whether he finds you or you find her, doesn't matter. Sally Chi, Sadhu, Sadhu. Apang Surya Metta. Good morning, Tanajan. I am Apang from Indonesia. I am Siddhartha and Billy's father. I want to ask Tanajan, why when I'm meditating, the mind can never stay still and focus and always goes wild? That's because you don't have enough mindfulness. So you need to train yourself a lot in mindfulness before you meditate. You should do it before you meditate. You should do it from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. All day long you can train yourself in mindfulness by reciting a mantra. If you're not thinking about something important, don't let your mind think. Stop it by reciting a mantra. Or you can use focusing your body action. Keep watching your body. Stay with your body, whatever your body is doing. If your body is eating, you eat with the body. If your body is taking a shower, you take a shower with your body. Don't let your mind go somewhere else. Then if you can do this, when you meditate, your mind will not go wild. Your mind will stay put with your meditation object. Before meditating, I usually chant Parita about 30 minutes, and then I start meditating for about 30 minutes. I am meditating by reciting Bhutto, but the mind still keeps thinking about various things. After that, I share merits by chanting Patidana. I usually do this in the morning every day. I have chanted Parita every morning for many years already, but it has been 1 month since I meditate after chanting regularly. I really want to be able to stop my thinking. How to be able to do that for a person like me? Like I said, you have to keep training yourself in mindfulness all day long before you come to meditate and after you meditate. You have to train yourself to have mindfulness all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Keep focusing your mind on the mantra or on your body action, your body movement. Whatever your body is doing, your mind should be doing with the body. Don't let the mind go someplace else. I am already retired and do not have any particular obligation. Now I only do exercise like cycling, swimming, and watching Dhamma talk in YouTube in my spare time. Yes, this is a good thing, but you should do it with mindfulness, that's all. Train yourself in mindfulness. When you exercise, keep your mind with the exercise. Don't let it go think about other things. Cycling, swimming, or watching Dhamma talk. Just stay with what you do. Stay in the present. Don't let it go into the past or in the future. This is the way to train yourself in mindfulness, so that when you meditate, your mind can become fixed and calm and still eventually. From Po Ling Soon, like the Dhamma talk. You're welcome. Joanne Butler, kind and respectful greetings. My name is Joanne and I'm from England, currently living in Oklahoma. I have recently had many issues with rage against the injustices and suffering in the world and in my life. How can I reframe this so that I can find love and peace in my heart again? You have to understand the nature of this world. The nature of this world is like this. It's all filled with suffering, injustices. This is the nature of the world. It's anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca, things keep changing from good to bad, from bad to good, back and forth, up and down. Anatta is something you cannot force or control. Things have so many conditions that cause things to happen, but usually they happen in the bad way because we are filled with bad people in this world. People who who lives in this world are all have defilements, and defilement is the one that creates injustices, greed, hate, and delusion. So you have to understand the nature of this world. It has been like this before you were born. It is like this now, and it will be like this after you die. So this is the nature of the world. It's filled with just injustices and suffering. So once you can accept this, then your mind will stop getting angry at things, because you know this is how things work. Like you don't get angry at nature. When it rains, when it floods, when it snows, or when it has drought, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just the nature of things. So this is what you have to understand. When you have this right view, then you will then don't get angry with all the suffering and rage and injustices in this world. And then you know your goal should be stop being reborn. Because if you don't want to come and face all these sufferings and injustices in this world, then you should not be born. You should not take birth. And the way not to take birth is to stop your three cravings of sensual pleasures, craving for being, and craving for not being, by the practice of charity, morality, and meditation. Once you understand the nature of the world, that it is unchangeable, then the only thing that you can change is yourself. Change yourself from taking rebirth to stop taking rebirth by the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path, which can be summarized into 3 steps of charity, or giving, morality, or keeping the precepts, and the practice of meditation. This will make your mind happy, peaceful, and calm and content, and get rid of all your desires or your cravings. Once you have done this, you will not return and be reborn again. Sapru Chai, Namaskaran to Ajahn. Thank you. Sally Lai, Santi Lai, Sadhu. Hopefully Ki, Sadhu. Someone in Chinese character, Sadhu, Sadhu. Mandy Smith, Sadhu. Karuna, Ajahn, I want to ask, is it true there is body transferring in meditation? Is it well trained, so it's useful for that time? And what is Buddhanusati meditation? When you meditate, what you actually do is you are pulling your mind, the stream of consciousness from the body. So the body becomes separated from the mind. The mind becomes separated from the body. So you don't feel anything when things happen to the body. It's like taking anesthetics. And what is Buddhanusati meditation? Buddhanusati is to use the Buddha as the object of mindfulness, like reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto, or chanting the quality of the Buddha, Iti Piso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho. Whether by contemplating the parita of Buddha Nusati in meditation, by either reciting the mantra Bhutto or chant the quality of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. This is the way to meditate. Preliminary meditation. Once your mind becomes focused enough to focus on your breath, then you stop chanting and then keep focusing on your breath alone. This is called anapanasati, using the breath as your object of mindfulness. From Jolin Te, good morning Ajahn, greeting from Singapore. One, impermanent suffering and non-self will be discovered by those who practice samadhi meditation. You first have to have samadhi before you can see the three characteristics of impermanence clearly. Because when your mind is calm, your mind becomes lucid and clear, like a glass that has been cleaned. When your glasses has been cleaned, you can see things through the glass clearly. If your glass is cloudy with dirt, you won't be able to see things clearly. So first you need to clear your mind. Then you have to teach your mind the three natures of existence, impermanent, suffering, and non-self. By studying things, see that things keep changing, this is impermanent. And by the nature of impermanent, it can make you suffer if you want something to be permanent, to be not changing. And then you can see anatta, something that belongs beyond your control, not under your self-control. You cannot control it. This is anatta. And there is no self in the things that you want to control, like your body, for instance. This is contemplation for wisdom, for the knowledge of the three characteristics of existence. In order for you to let go of your attachment and your cravings, you have to see that everything is suffering. Everything can cause suffering if you want them to be permanent, if you want them to be under your control. When they change or when they are not under your control, then you will suffer, you will become sad. Someone with Chinese character, Sadhu. Fat Choi Chong, Sadhu, Sadhu. Jolin Te, Sadhu. Someone with Chinese character, Ajahn, how to be one, how to be no self. To be no self is not to act, just to be merely knowing. When you see something, just seeing, just merely seeing. When you hear something, just merely hearing. Don't react to what you see or what you hear. Then you will be no self. You stop your reaction, because the reaction is the manifestation of yourself, of a self. So when you don't react, then there is no self. Just merely knowing, just merely seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching, feeling. Pat Choi Chong, Sadhu, Sadhu, Pante. Su Cho Wai, Sadhu, Sadhu. If someone sent in questions and it's not being read, it means it doesn't appear on my screen. So you might have to resubmit your question again. Paul Liang Soon, any connection my Dhamma friend in previous life? Can Ajahn comment? Well, we have reversed so many times before. So the likelihood that we might have been friends or enemy is always there. See, when you meet someone you like, it's probably because you knew that person, you like that person in your past lives. If you meet someone you dislike, it means you have some connection with that person in the past lives. If you have no feeling toward that person, either like or dislike, it means you might not have met that person before. Someone in Chinese character, good morning, Ajahn. I am from Taiwan. Thank you. I'm sorry I cannot read Chinese character. I used to be able to read a little bit when I was younger, when I went to study in Chinese school for about 3 years. But now I have forgotten all of them. From Gina Te, Sadhu Ajahn. Holding soon. At least how long time meditation we have to sit that can consider perfect. It's not the time that matters, it's the result that matters. You have to sit until your mind becomes still, calm, peaceful, and happy. Then you can sit for a long time. From Alvin Lee Wai Peng. Good morning, Ajahn. Greetings from KL, Malaysia. Greetings to you, Alvin. From Eddie Gan. Ajahn, may I know how to develop mindfulness? Is it by using the mantra Bhutto? That's one method. Just keep reciting the mantra Bhutto from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Don't forget the mantra Bhutto. Just keep reciting in your mind. Only stopping when you have to think about something important, like your work or what you are doing with the work. But if you don't have to think, then stop your thinking by reciting the mantra Bhutto. This will keep the mind staying in the present and mindful. Then when you meditate, your mind will not run away from your meditation object. It will stay focused with your meditation object and it will bring samadhi to you very quickly. From Joyce Uy, greetings from Malaysia. May Ajahn be well and healthy. Thank you. From Janto Lin, Namaste Ajahn. What is Dhammakaya teaching? I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't study their teaching, so I cannot tell you what they are. You have to study it yourself. Just search in the internet. You should be able to find an answer. From Sunny Lim, Sadhu Ajahn. Good afternoon. From Karuna, thank you Ajahn, clear for me. From On Uma Kelbua, Sadhu. Jocelyn T, thank you Ajahn for the Dhamma talk. You're welcome. From Jackma Jana, good morning from France, Ajahn. Can you explain us about Tanha? Tanha means cravings or desire. There are 3 types of cravings that we have to get rid of if we want to stop rebirth. The first tanha is called kama tanha, craving for sensual pleasure, like going to a movie, going to a restaurant, going to do anything for the pleasure of it. This is called kama tanha. You have to stop it, because if you don't stop, you need to have a body to satisfy your craving. So you will have to keep coming back. Once this body dies, then you want to come back and get a new body to continue with your cravings, your tanha. So you have to stop this tanha of cravings. There are 3 of them. First one is called kama tanha, meaning the desire or craving for sensual pleasure. Bhava tanha means the desire to become something or somebody. And the third one is called vibhava tanha, the desire not to be or not to have, like not to get old, get sick or die, for instance. These are the 3 tanha you have to get rid of from your mind. Once you have done that, then there will be nothing to push you to take rebirth again in this world. because you don't need a body, because there is no desire for sensual pleasures. So you don't need to have the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body to satisfy your craving. But if you do have these cravings, then you will keep coming back, keep taking birth again and again forever. เจษฎากรเฉิดฉายสาธุชมพู่ MTR สาธุ Michael Saw สาธุสาธุ Question from Lim, Singapore. One of my staff has been stealing groceries from my company and was caught red-handed by me. She wasn't forthcoming when I asked her to confess, so I called the police, and she was brought back for investigation. It's within my right to call the police, but I now question myself if I should have forgiven her and dismissed her quietly instead of going to the police, and would probably cause her embarrassment and affect her job prospect. I spoke to the police officer and was told that it isn't up to me to drop the charges, and the police will handle from here. I wonder if you have any advice for my situation. Well, there are many different ways of reacting to a situation. First of all, the best way is to evaluate whether the action done by this person is causing a lot of harms to herself and to other people or not. And secondly, you want to think of being compassionate to human beings. Sometimes people have to steal to survive, for instance. So if you understand this, you might turn a blind eye to this action. But if it's a continuous action, then you might have to have a talk with this person and tell this person that this is not right because it's hurting the owner of the grocery, for instance. So you might want to give her some warning first before you eventually take action. Because if you let this person keep doing bad thing harmful to herself and other people, it's not good either. But you can be compassionate by doing it. By first give a warning and maybe inquire about her situation. What's the problem with her? She needs any help? If you think it's legitimate, her need, her help, then you should maybe give help to her to solve the problem this way. So this is how I would do it. First, I want to use compassion and find out the reason for the person doing this thing, and then try to warn or try to ask them to stop from doing it. But if the person keep doing it and wouldn't listen, then you might have to use legal action to prevent harmfulness that can happen to the person or other people. From Sapruchai, Tan Ajahn, how does a householder on the one hand know as a householder to earn a living sometimes there is greed and stress, but on the one hand we must and are obliged to make a living for the family? How do we as Buddhists react to it? Because when we as householders make a living, we are always dragged down to a state of greed, sometimes stress, so many defilements. First, you have to define what you need, how much you need. Say set up a number, how much you need to survive, to live happily, comfortably. Not necessarily luxuriously, but just enough to survive, just to keep the life going. For instance, you have to know how much you need to spend on food, on house, on clothing, and on medicine. Once you know this, then try to keep it as the goal of your earnings. Try to just earn enough to live. Maybe have some for the future to provide you in time of crisis or need. Then you can more or less control your greed. And if you can control your greed, you can control your stress also. So you first need to find out exactly how much you need to have in order to survive. Don't have more than what you need. Maybe a little bit more just for a rainy day. But other than that, then it's useless to have them because when you die, you don't take this money with you anyway. So this way you can cut down your greed, your stress, and you will have more time to study the Dhamma and practice the Dhamma, which is the real goal of this life, is to stop rebirth. Because if you keep coming back, you will face the same situation, face the same problem again and again, never ending. From Kim Boon Chu, Sadhu Sadhu. From Billy Shiana Surya Mehta, good morning Ajahn. I am Billy from Indonesia. I have a few questions today. First question, I have left the monastery and staying at home to fully recover my gastritis. In my previous question, Ajahn mentioned that if I have to deal with this sickness first, then I have to suspend my practice temporarily and fix my body first. I would like to clarify the meaning of suspending my practice here. Currently, I am not keeping the 6th precept because I have to eat 3 times a day, and 8th precept because sometimes I have to sleep with the upper body elevated to reduce the stomach acid reflux. At home, I spend most of my time not doing sitting and walking meditation, but doing other activities like eating, sleeping, chit-chatting, cooking, shopping, and cleaning. I still try to keep reciting the mantra while doing these activities, and only do sitting or walking meditation in the remaining time available. I also dropped the practices that I used to do when I was staying in the monastery, such as not taking the food that I like, mixing the food and diluting the taste of the food with water to make it bland, in order to curb my craving for taste and food, contemplation about the loathsomeness of food, and amongst Sakya training. I also don't moderate my food intake, but eating until I feel quite full. I've been staying at home for 3 days, and there is some improvement compared to why I am staying in the monastery. Moreover, I realize that although I don't like the discomfort from the illness, at the same time I am also happy because I can have an excuse to be relaxed in the practice. I also notice that the symptoms of the illness are usually triggered and worsened by my bad emotions, like worry, anxiety, confusion, or when I start to think about practice. So I don't think that the illness is purely physical problem. I am thinking, should I try to reduce the meals when I feel the body has become well enough, although it is not fully recovered yet, like by keeping the 8th precept and taking allowables to deal with the illness. If I do that, I am not following the doctor's advice because I should take 3 meals for at least 1 month, and can only reduce the meal when I am sure that I have fully recovered, or else it will be worsened and I have to restart the recovery process again. Right now you need to follow your doctor. You need to fix your body first before you can then fix your mind. So do whatever your doctor asks you to do. So my question is, should I continue doing what I am currently doing at home? That is only focusing on the body recovery until the body is fully recovered and not worrying about the practice at all. No, you should still do practice in as far as it doesn't interfere with your taking care of your body. If there is a choice between practicing and curing your body, at this time you should suspend that particular practice. But if any practice that doesn't interfere with your body recovery, then you should not suspend. You should keep on practicing, like maintaining mindfulness all the time. You can do this because it doesn't interfere with your body recovery. But you might have to suspend your sixth precept because you have to fix your body. But you can keep the other precepts. Keep the 7 precepts instead of the 8 precepts. Or if the 8 precept require that you have to sleep in a bed or something comfortable, then you might have to suspend that precept also. But just do it selectively. Don't do it once. Don't do it for one. Do it all, giving up all. Try to maintain what you can do, and only give up what you cannot do. If it interferes with the recovery of your body. Number 2, I am keeping some strain of my hair and nails in the bottle and put it in a visible place to remind me about loathsomeness of the body. But I feel disgusted and sometimes feel like vomiting when I see it. So I put away it for time being. How would Ajahn advise with regard to this matter? It means you don't have enough samadhi, don't have enough equanimity, so your mind reacts strongly to things. So right now you should then not do this thing. Wait until you have a stronger mind, stronger equanimity before you contemplate on loathsomeness of the body. Thank you very much for your advice. You're welcome. From Phoebe saying, good morning, dear Venerable Ajahn. I am trying to refrain from thinking to practice more mindfulness, and I am trying to remind myself about anicca, anatta, and dukkha. How do I know when to practice mindfulness and when to reflect on the 3 characteristics? You can do either one. If you're not mindfulness, if you want to reflect on the 3 characteristics, you can do that. If you don't want to, if you're not reflecting on the 3 characteristics, then you should be mindful. So you should not let your mind be without one or the other. You should not let your mind be without mindfulness or without the contemplating of anicca, dukkha, anatta. So you can use these 2 to control your mind, to keep your mind calm, peaceful, and happy. So you can use either one anytime, anywhere. It's up to you when you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable using mindfulness, use mindfulness. If you feel comfortable using the 3 characteristics of existence, you just do that. It'll be okay. But don't let the mind be without these 2. Don't let it be without any mindfulness or without the contemplation of the 3 characteristics of existence. Then we take a little break, take a little drink of water. Okay, Joanne Butler. Does it matter which language mantras are recited? I'm losing your question because there are lots of questions coming up. So if I don't know how to go back to the question that has been pushed up. Let me see how to do this. Oh, I'm sorry. So it came a Jenny on my screen, on the top of my screen right now. So any of the questions that I haven't read, you might have to resubmit it again, okay? Pasana, good morning and worship Ajahn. Thank you very much From Trey Poi Ian, Satu Satu. Edigan, thank you, Tan Ajahn. Jan Tolin, Anumodana, Ajahn. Henny, good morning, Tan Ajahn. I am Henny from Indonesia. Thank you for coming in. Pramsa, Namasagan, Prajan. Pauline soon. Do I have to do more chanting that hoping I will achieve more merit? The more chanting you do, the better, because chanting is the way to create mindfulness, which is considered to be one form of merit. So if you can chant all day, that's very good, because it will give you a lot of mindfulness, so that when you meditate, your mind can become still, become calm very easily and quickly. From Irene Go, good morning, Ajahn. Hope you are doing fine. Greeting from Singapore. Thank you. Adeline Jean Satu. Kimberly Donnelly Cole. Greeting from Florida, USA. Thank you for your generosity and for sharing your wisdom with us. You're welcome. Aini Lam Satu. Pauline soon. I need to motivate my wife to meditate. What should I have to tell her the benefit of meditation? First, you have to know how to motivate yourself. Once you know how to motivate yourself, then you will know how to motivate other people. Can you motivate yourself now? If you can, then you use the same method to motivate other people. From Kim Boon Chu, Satu. From Yo SC, Satu. From Irene Uwe, dear Ajahn, is it alright to always looking forward to listen to the Dhamma talk? Is this considered as an attachment? Thank you, Ajahn. It's good to look forward to the Dhamma talk because it is beneficial to you. It doesn't hurt you. So even if it's an attachment, it's the attachment that doesn't harm you. So it's okay. It's good attachment. I call it good attachment. Only to the point where if you cannot listen to Dhamma talk, then you become sad, then you should stop your attachment. You have to see based on your reality. But it's good to look forward to listen to Dhamma talk. But if for some reason you are not able to, then you should stop your attachment and look at the reality. That okay, today I cannot listen to Dhamma talk. That's okay. But yes, it's good to be attached to the Dhamma talk because Dhamma gives you wisdom, gives you strength of mind. Next, Sapru Chai, Satu, Satu. From Felicia Chan, I'm from Malaysia. Thank you very much, Ajahn, for providing Dhamma guidance. Satu, Satu. If I haven't read your question, I might have lost it on my screen, so you have to resubmit your question again. Pauline soon, I always think when I got to die, what Ajahn advice? Just keep your mind calm when you die by meditating, watching your breath, and forget about the body. Let the body be. The body is not you. You are not the body. You don't die with your body. It's like going into sleep, that's all, when you die. Question from Jason Lee, Malaysia. We are in lockdown mode now, so I have been using my time to read up on Dhamma books. There's a Dhamma puzzle that no one has been able to help. Hope you can shed some light on this puzzle. However much one thinks, one will not know. When one stops thinking, then one knows. But one must use thought to attain this. What does it mean? It means that the more you think, you are not seeing the knower, the one who knows. The one who knows is being blocked by your thinking. So when you stop thinking, then the one who knows will be in the forefront. Will be obvious, And in order to stop thinking, you need to use the mantra, which is another form of thinking. See? By reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto, you stop all other kinds of thoughts, and then the mind can become still. When the thought becomes still, then the one who knows will become obvious. The one who knows is like a computer screen, a monitor. Once you turn off the screen, turn off the monitor, then all the images on the screen will disappear, and all that is left is the monitor itself. So it's something like that. From Ainilam Prajan, which chant sutta would you recommend for one to recite when he/she is confronted by evil spirit? The simplest one is the Bhutto. Just recite the mantra Bhutto Bhutto. But if you find it's too simple, you want to increase to Buddho Dhammo Sangho, or if you want to chant the whole verse, you can chant the Itipiso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho. Chant the Buddha quality, the Dhamma quality, and the Sangha quality. Buddhanusati, Dhammanusati, Sanghanusati chant. These are the method of calming your mind. Once your mind becomes calm, then the evil spirit, which is your bad thought, will disappear. Somebody with a real long name, Sonet Dong, Son Duong Pondet. I see. Okay, she is from Laos. Sondet, Son Duong Pondet. How are you? Mimi Benyachat, Satu. Cheo Duong Wa, veneration to three periods, Book Piku Sangha. We Po Hoa, Satu. Phoebe Sang, thank you for your answer, Satu. Kema Jenny, Luang Po, I am in the state of not particularly participating in what is happening, but instead learn to just be aware of it. Am I normal? No, this is what you want to be, just to be aware, and don't react to things, because your reaction will tend to cause you dukkha or suffering. So it's better not to react, just to be really aware of things, and let them come and go by their own nature. From Henny, I would like to ask Ajahn, I feel calm and happy when meditating. There's nothing to think about, and I also don't see my own body. However, my mind remains conscious. I can still hear sound, but I ignore them and just know. I often have this experience, not only when I meditate, but also when I do my daily activities. I can immediately enter into calm without needing to observe the breath. The duration of the calmness is uncertain. It can be around a quarter to half an hour, the longest. Am I doing the right thing? Yes, you are. It means you have strong mindfulness enough not to use the mantra or to use the breath to calm your mind. People who have strong mindfulness can automatically calm their mind. What are the next steps that I should do? Try to make it calm more until you can make it calm all day long. Then the next thing is to teach your mind the three characteristics of existence. When you see things, tell your mind this is anicca, dukkha, anatta. When you're hearing things, you just tell your mind this is anicca, dukkha, anatta, in order for you to detach your mind from everything. Because by being attached can cause you dukkha, or suffering, or sadness, worry, anxiety, and so forth. So this is the next step. Teach your mind to see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. From Wat Chong, blessing and good health to Ajahn. Thank you. Eric Chu, good morning Ajahn. Can our hindrances manifest into inner voices? Yes, your inner voice is a form of hindrance. Like mental restlessness is what it is when you have inner voices. Though you should just ignore it and keep concentrating on your meditation object instead. From Edigan Pante, thank you for sharing your wisdom. Take good care and stay safe. Sadhu, sadhu. Sogya Ki, sadhu. Lina, JJ Lina, sadhu, sadhu. Ong Eng, sadhu. Chayanan, Moon Rabbit, sadhu, sadhu. Calling soon, sadhu, thank you. Anilam, thank you. Siti Kusuma, sadhu. Nabiti, Anumo, Dami, Ajahn, and all Dhamma friends, sadhu, sadhu. Well, we have all the questions answered so far. We still have about another 9 minutes or so. So you can still send in more questions. We have about 9 or 8 minutes now to answer your question. So, Eric Chu, thank you for your answer. Sadhu, sadhu. From Kwan Batum Napa, sadhu. Pauling soon. I still pray to my departed mother, father, and others. Is it I'm not refuge to Buddha? Well, see, taking refuge to the Buddha means taking them as the Buddha as your teacher. Praying to anybody doesn't change your refuge. If you still follow the teaching of the Buddha, then you still have the Buddha as your refuge. Wei Cheng Chua. Why consciousness does not leave the body when alive but only dead? Well, the consciousness is just merely connected to the body. The five sensual organs, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. When the body stops functioning, then the connection becomes lost, because the eyes cannot respond to seeing the images anymore. So then the consciousness is detached from the body. Can one who has done little or no merit become Deva or achieve arahanthood through meditation mindfulness? If you want to become Deva, you have to keep the 5 precepts and practice charity. If you want to become an arahant, you have to practice charity, morality, and meditation. When an unwholesome thought or desire, we should let it pass without interacting with them, or we should use mindfulness to block them from arising. You should get rid of them. If you use mindfulness, you can only get rid of them temporarily. If you want to get rid of them permanently, you have to use wisdom, which seeing the 3 characteristics of existence on the object of your thought. Yeah. You have to see the 3 characteristics of the things that you think about. Then you'll stop thinking about that object. From Kam Sok Cheng, Ajahn, your question keep pushing away my question. Ajahn, what's the best way to repay parents in this life? Look after them, make them happy, keep them happy, both mental and physical. From Kema Jenny, Satu Lumpur. Should I come out of it immediately once I started listening to conversation from 5 houses away during my sitting? No, you should continue sitting but disregard the voices. Just keep concentrating on your meditation object, such as your breath or your mantra. Just disregard or ignore the voices, the inner voices. Check link 10. Greetings, dear Ajahn. How does Vibhava Tanha, like for example the craving not to be reborn, bring us rebirth? No, this is not Vibhava Tanha. Vibhava Tanha is a desire not to get old, not to get sick, not to die. The desire, this is called Vibhava Tanha. The desire not to be reborn is Dhamma. Yeah. It's not considered to be Tanha. Because without this desire to be reborn, you will not then practice the Dhamma. So this is not Vibhava Tanha, the desire not to be reborn, not to have rebirth. It means the desire to not be old, be sick or die, or the desire not to be poor, the desire not to be ugly, not to be mistreated. These are Vibhava Tanha. But the desire not to be reborn, this is not Vibhava Tanha. This is Dhamma aspiration. So you should keep that in mind. You should keep that I don't want to be reborn, because being reborn is suffering. And not being reborn is the escape from suffering, the cessation of suffering. From Apam Surya Metta, thank you for your advice, Ajahn. Okay, we have about 2.5 minutes left, so please stop sending in your question now. You have to do it the next time. If you are typing your question, go ahead and type and send them in. Irene Uy, thank you Ajahn for the answer, Sadhu. Pauling soon, I always sit until I forgot to breathe. It brings my mindfulness is lost. So I wake up to walk, then I continue to sit again. Is it right? Yes. If you cannot sit, then you get up and walk mindfully. Jolinte, when I meditate, there is a second of empty or blank. This is the direction to get concentration and meditation. Probably, when your mind becomes blank, but you have to be conscious. If you're not conscious of this being empty, then you probably fall asleep. Kun Be Warm, Alan, please advise how should we do to pay gratitude to my deceased parents on their anniversary. You do some charity and then dedicate the merit from the charity to your departed parents. From David Silananda, I see multiple colors coming and going during meditation. What does it mean? It means your mind is not focused on your meditation object. So just keep on focusing on your meditation object and disregard what appears. Then it will disappear eventually. From Kema Jenny, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Pauline soon, our problem practicing meditation without teacher. How we know our achieving progress? Well, if you have peace and if your mind become calmer, more peaceful, and under your control, then you are achieving progress. If you cannot control your mind, if you cannot stop your greed, hate, and delusion from arising, then you're not achieving anything. Pauline soon, thank you very much to Ajahn teaching. Kun Be Wong, thank you very much Ajahn. Henrik Ing and Namaskaran Ajahn, I am Ing An from Indonesia. Is it right if I always recite Bhutto Bhutto while I'm walking, working, and doing something? Yes, you're doing it right. Stop your mind from thinking about other things. Just keep reciting Bhutto Bhutto. From Jack Ling Tan, thank you for clarifying my misunderstanding and for all your beautiful Dhamma teaching, dear Ajahn. You're welcome. Kim Ashur, Sadhu. Om, Sun and Wind, Sadhu, Sadhu. Jolin Te, thank you Ajahn. Anime, Ajahn, please advise on anger management. Not to get angry easily. What object I should use to focus in daily life? Not to expect anything. See things as anicca, not under. Keep things are not always the same. Don't expect anything because they are anatta. They are not under your control. So don't have any expectation. Then you don't get angry. The reason why you get angry because you don't get what you expect. So try to make your mind flexible. Expect anything that can happen. Tell yourself anything can happen. Then you will not get angry. Thank you, Ajahn, for teaching. See you again online, my teacher and all Kalyana from Eli Hassan. From Yoga SC, much gratitude, Ajahn, for your Dhamma. James Song, Sadhu, Sadhu. Well, that's about all the questions and comments that you sent in for today. And that's about all the time I have for today. So it's very nice talking to you, answering your questions. I hope it helps clarify some of your questions. If my answer to you is not clear enough, please resubmit your question the next time. Or you might have to go and ask somebody else. Because, I'm not perfect. I can only tell you what I know. And what I don't know, I cannot tell you. So, anyway, that's the way it is. Thank you very much for participating in this meeting. I hope you can benefit from this meeting and help you advance in your practice. So in the meantime, please stay healthy, stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing the Dhamma. Until the next time, goodbye.